Colombia, Cyprus, Germany, Kyrgyzstan, Luxembourg, Nigeria, Slovenia, and Togo have nominated Midwifery, knowledge, skills, and practices. Midwives are companions and supporters of pregnant women and their families before, during, and after birth.
6 years ago in Mauritius, I started to talk about the idea. First of all, to the colleague in Luxembourg, said, well, what do you think? Wouldn't that be something interesting? Well, and then I continued. Then there were people who said, well, you know, that's too complicated and don't get involved in that. I said, yes, but I want to do that. And we started, and then finally we wrote a letter to all national UNESCO commissions. But we got not too many answers, just 10, 12. And finally it's a group you are part of which decided to really present this as a project. And I think this is a model project because it's the first really intercontinental or transcontinental project which gives enough space to the differences in the different areas of the planet, but at the same time it's clear it's an essential part of our, you could say, of our existence, because you know, if there were no birth and no help in this process, we wouldn't exist.
And it's also about empowering women, empowering also the children, the babies, empowering men, fathers, and empowering the family and the whole society. And as it is a transcontinental inscription of every of the 5 UNESCO regions, it's also a step towards really representative list of intangible cultural heritage of humanity and for humanity. So because of that, we are hopeful that other state parties will join, and it has also been a very moving experience that state parties, communities from all 5 regions from UNESCO, from all 5 continents, can work together, can construct something together in the interest not only of their own communities, of their own state parties, but really in the interest of humanity, of humankind. And we are very happy to see the reaction of the chairpersons, of other stakeholders here in Kasane where the inscription took place, who really appreciate this. And as midwifery comes to birth, it comes from the origin of life, so it is something that's, as it said in the video, something divine. So we're very grateful that it was possible for us all together as state parties, as communities, to initiate the process, and we're looking forward to continue our common sharing of heritage, our common collaboration, and also extension of all this inscription process in the interest of humanity.
Je suis heureux de la nomination de la pratique des sages-femmes auquel le Togo a participé avec 7 autres États. Ça a été une belle expérience de collaboration pour inscrire un dossier multinational. Il y a eu beaucoup de défis, notamment la langue. On a eu à travailler avec d'autres pays. Nous, c'est le français, d'autres anglophones, d'autres germanophones. Ça a été un défi. Et puis, des fois, pour travailler aussi en ligne. Donc, les différences horaires aussi, c'était un défi. Mais malgré tout cela, on a travaillé. Et la joie était qu'il y avait des similitudes au niveau des pratiques des sages-femmes. Et comment est-ce que ça se pratique dans les différentes communautés. Au Togo, on a eu à voir qu'il y avait des similitudes parce que la joie était de donner la vie. De donner la vie dans les communautés. C'était le point essentiel ou bien le point commun qui a réuni tous les pays autour de ce projet. Donc, une fois encore, bravo pour ces nominations, bravo pour tous ces pays qui ont eu à collaborer ensemble sur ce projet.
We have been working, not only me, but the whole team was like a real teamwork with midwives, midwife associations, ICH focal points, ministries, etc. from all these 8 countries in total it was like at least 6 years. But the real process was during like 2 or 3 years. And we mainly coordinated through Zoom by digital media. We always had like one timetable because in Colombia it was in the morning, in Kyrgyzstan it was in the evening. So it was a challenge to coordinate, but it went well. Another challenge, of course, was the language barriers because some were more like French speaking, Spanish speaking, English speaking, but also midwives from Kyrgyzstan, for example, needed help from the National Commission from Kyrgyzstan. So there were lots of parties involved, lots of actors, but it was a really smooth and nice process because everyone was thinking about the same subject, the same topic, the same passion about midwifery, about especially midwives helping women giving birth, but already preparing when they start to be pregnant, and sometimes even helping until end of breastfeeding, and also helping the families, the fathers, the newborns, especially to have a start into life, to have a nice transition into a new phase of life, to show them, to help them with health issues, but also not to forget that it's a combination of traditional knowledge, but also on research. Also to have evidence-based knowledge included. So it was really like a whole process which is about the intangible cultural heritage, which is universal, but at the same time with regional differences, cultural specific differences, depending on national legislation, depending on history as well. So yeah, that's where we're about, and we're very happy that it worked well. And we also had the process going now, like with networking here in Kazan and the meeting with the different countries, the different states. So it was also nice to see the results. There was even a side event with a midwife from Colombia who came here, who explained her personal experience, which was very passionate and emotional as well. And hopefully there will be more networking, more safeguarding, especially safeguarding measures that have been planned, that are already in process, also through the International Confederation of Midwives, where also the Kyrgyz Alliance of Midwives is, for example, a member of. And there will probably be also an extension for further countries because it's an open file. And there were already countries from several parts of the world who showed their interest, who are planning on inscribing midwifery already on the national inventory to safeguard it, to also help midwives to realize the cultural potential they have, because it's essential for cultural identity, for example. And yeah, that's where we are, and I hope all of those who will be part are proud, maybe, or will continue to safeguard midwifery. Yes, thank you.
Basically, in Colombia, we already have a strong tradition of safeguarding traditional midwifery. It started as a grassroots movement, so community organizations, they began to work alongside government institutions to protect and safeguard midwifery, especially by creating a legal framework that would allow women to receive birth at home and in a much more humanized way, and in a way that is also respectful to the rights of women and that promotes gender equality. So believing in these principles very firmly, we wanted to join this nomination because we believe it would contribute to achieve that. So that the grassroots organizations of midwives in Colombia would have more tools for them to continue along this process and to strengthen much more their lines of their projects and their lines of work. What we hope now to achieve, as we have already inscribed this element, is to strengthen international networks, to strengthen cooperation and also dialogue on the safeguarding of midwives, but also in a more general sense on how midwifery as ICH promotes sustainable development, especially what pertains in terms of gender equality.
8.B.26 as adopted. Congratulations.